All right, guys, ring gap. What is ring gap? Ring gap is this gap right here. It is a gap between this side of the ring and this side of the ring, and you can see the gap that we need to solve for that. We need to figure out what that ring gap is for our application. Do you have to do this? Yes. Yes, you have to do this. Do this. Don't be dumb. So to calculate ring gap, you only need to know a couple things. You need to know the bore, this diameter across here. Now on 300s, specifically for KTMs and betas, this distance across here is 72 millimeters. If you look at your piston you bought, it's going to be very close to 72 millimeters. We're going to take that 72 millimeter bore, and for the ease of us in America, because we like to use inches, we're going to translate what 72 millimeters is into inches. And that number is actually 2.835 inches. Okay, so now we take 2.835 inches, which is the bore in standard, and we're going to multiply it by these two numbers, 6 thousandths of an inch, 9 thousandths of an inch. That's going to give us a range. With some beautiful light here, our range, that range we figure out, we want to make sure that this gap, we widen that gap if need be to fall within that range that we're about to calculate. Let's calculate. Okay, so we're going to multiply this number by this number, then we're going to multiply this number by this number. That's going to give us a range. So this is our low end of the gap, this is our high end. 17 thousandths of an inch. This is what I'm shooting for, something close to that, right? We're at 15 thousandths of an inch, so I got to remove a little bit of material so that our ring gap equals up with about 17 thousandths. Now if I go overboard, the high end is 26 thousandths of an inch. So bam, it's easy. That's how you calculate ring gap. We're at 14 thousandths. I need 17 thousandths. I'm going to remove material. I'm going to pull a little ring out. Now oil this thing out before you start shoving it in there. I'm just saying. Just going to, a couple passes. I'm going to take a little bit. I'm going to measure, okay? So you should feel a little bit of resistance when you're in between there. But, you know, if you've used feeler gauges before, you're good to go. Cool. So then we do that times 2. That's 1 ring. You got 2 rings on this piston. You know, obviously this is really hard steel, so, you know, it takes a little bit of effort to take some off. Just scratch it on one, you know. Take a little bit off of each side. A little bit at a time, remeasure. There we go, 17 thousandths of an inch. And there's a little bit of drag. Boo, 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 boo. 17 thousandths of an inch. Good to go. And then we're done ring gap. We're done with the ring gap. It took 10 minutes. You know, when things in your engine heat up, like say the rings, they're gonna expand. And you know, if they expand too much, your ring gap's going to get too small and you're going to have problems. So you don't want to seize your brand new top end up. So do the work. It's pretty easy. Just saying. All right.